Oh man, video a bit thirsty. Let me get a drink. Put this here, man. Man, start the video. Watch out. Watch out. This is Rush Hour. Boy, yo, yo, MTV Raps, which came, and it's funny enough, I'm doing this review straight from the heels of the Arsenio Hall because these two shows premiered roughly just a year after. Arsenio Hall came out 89, and this came out 88 in premiered for the first time. And if you like these reviews, make sure to click that subscribe button. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, these reviews take a lot of the rich man's time. As you can see, I'm a man of many talents. I'm a man of many, many skills. And so I'm doing a lot of I'm balancing a lot of things at the moment. So if you love these reviews, you want to see your own, be sure to make a donation to either these links. You got to make this rich team mucho grande. MTV Raps. What's very interesting about this show, this was the first hip hop urban rap show that came on nationwide TV and was on MTV. At a time when black artists were finding it difficult to be put on, basically like prime time music artists especially were finding it hard to get on to like nationwide TV. Asian music, which was country, rock and roll, pop music. That was the go-to. That was the go-to. That was what was getting put on MTV at the time. Like normal black artists, they were most likely appearing on Soul Train, which was another TV show that came. Now we're talking about late '60s, early '70s. Hosted by Don Cornelius. And in the mid to late '80s, rap. The golden age of hip hop, rose, to prominence with rappers such as Run DMC, Cool J, Eric B. and Rakim, and early days of Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Producer, executives, his name is Ted Demi. A big fan of rap and hip hop. He knew about the underground rap and what it was gonna be to the future because at this time, and I said this in your whole review, it was still racially segregated, what I mean? Rap was just black music and rock and roll was just white music and white music was getting all the airtime, it was going on the radio, it was getting, put on TV, when they would have these big award shows, they would always feature rock music, but it wasn't until the late 80s and a vehicle show like Your MTV Raps was able to display the greatness of hip hop to everyone. Ted Demi had talks on making this, show where he could just put these rap music videos, interview the artists, and just give people a background of what rap music and hip hop is. It's different genres. What I mean? You do have the gangster rap, as I'll talk a bit later, and you do have the kind of hip hop, New Jack Swing rap, which really broke with songs like MC Hammer, Kid and Play, even you could say Heavy D to an earlier degree. Remember from Young to Green Raps was the trading cards, before Pokemon cards, before the Digimon cards, it used to be on to rap cards. that showed like every rap superstar profile, their main like claim to fame, like their most notable like events, music video. They had it on this trading card. It was even it like was solidified due to like the hosting. There was one, two, three hosts that won the show, which was Fab by Freddy, Lover, and Dr. Dre. Not the chronic Dr. Dre, DJ Dr. Dre. Fab by Freddy was one he was a presenter who was bringing hip hop stars to like the forefront. Where like MTV was not playing like any black. It was even hard for Michael Jackson to even get onto MTV. I mean, just because he was an ultra mega star. He got airplay with like the Thriller, his off the Wall album tracks. But when like Bad Freddy was in those kind of early music videos, even in some kind of like rock and roll ones, he was there like really pushing for like these black stars. And what Bad Freddy brought is Ontario. It's a documentary kind of style, where he would go to where these stars actually was born and raised. There's a cool episode where he goes and meets LL Cool J, meets his mother, meets his grandmother, and he gets inside the artist's head to see like, okay, how did LL Cool J make Mama Said Knock You Out? How did LL Cool J make I Need Love? He was going in there and he was being with them, seeing everyone, seeing his homies and all that, and he did that with other stars like a Tupac Shakur. He went with NWA from Compton. He just went out of his way to go see them. You know what I mean? So it was a tremendous host, and probably even before his time. Because I can't really name too many hosts to really go there and engage with these artists such as he did. During the weekdays, we had Ed Lover, who used to be a security guard, and Dr. Dre, not that one, who was a DJ, used to tour with like the Beastie Boys. They were always on Monday to Friday. It was just like a 2-hour slot. And what was really cool when you saw these two was their tremendous chemistry. Because before them, if you had saw like MTV, call them like DJs, they really didn't have personality or charisma. They would just be like, this is Madonna's new clip called Vogue. Check it out. They had zero like energy. So you had like a few would just be like, I'm gonna go take a leak. This girl sucks. There was no way they could bring you in. What like Ed Lover and my man Dr. Dre did is like they actually put like pop culture references onto the show. Kind of imitate like Milli Vanilli, who were really big at this time. I made jokes like about Vanilla Ice. Also, Dr. Dre, they had another guy called T Money, who again used to just make these outlandish characters on the show. I don't want to spoil too much, but you should definitely check it out. But it was so entertaining that you would be drawn in, and you couldn't wait until they said, "Okay, cool, now check Public Enemy, can't trust this." So you were drawn in to stick around. How pivotal the Arsenio Hall show was, as like he was there at a time putting black music stars, or even just black superstars in general, for like the whole world to see. This has to be an equivalent. It was crucial that your MTV Raps was here, because, as I said, there was a time when no one knew who TLC was, or no one knew who Salt and Pepper was. This and the Arsenio Hall show gave them a platform for the the people of that generation, and even like me, who's a fan, to know like not just like what their music style is, but know the person. Like I could know like the members of TLC or Salt and Pepper, as like no other shows used to do that. It helped it to spread it, because at the time you gotta remember, days of social media were not here. So just by word of mouth, just by, as I said, the trading cards, just by it becoming so popular, it got so much publicity, it managed to become the it thing, and I would honestly say it contributed to MTV's, success of becoming like a standard kind of place where, music videos were shown to be like, no, this is the place, bam, MTV, we got these not young urban music stars. Like me being like a major, fan of like hip hop and rap, a few like novel episodes. The ones that definitely come up to mind, Tupac Shakur, I pay that. When he was on this show, a lot of like appearances, cool one, definitely check it when he performs the track My Home Is Cool. When a place to be. Check that one out. But he appears on the show. This was around the time he got fired from Menace to Society. He had like an altercation with the Hughes brothers, the directors of Menace to Society, and he ends up going on the show and incriminating himself, because like he tells like how he whooped their behinds, what I mean? He's ready for war, bug life, and because your MTV Raps became like this hot ticket, like everyone was seeing it. Because Tupac was like he was public, public enemy is probably an enemy, but Tupac at that time, he was public enemy number one. They were looking for any way to lock this guy up, So they used the extract, my God, they used the extract of Tupac talking about like how what the Hughes brothers, I'm ready for some more, where they at. The Hughes brothers used that video footage and they sued Tupac, and he had to spend time in prison. So like basically saying like what he did and he was ready to do some more. That's how popular your MTV Raps was. It's so cool like because Ed Love and Dr. Dre and John Singleton, God rest his soul, he was there and they were just like, oh no, don't ever say it. They tried to close and cover his mouth, but it was too late. But it just showed that Tupac didn't give an F. I'm talking about Tupac Shakur. Tupac was a music rap star, but he also crossed over to mainstream as like mainstream stars started to come to your MTV Raps. There's an appearance of Mel Gibson, like probably the whitest guy who appears on it, which is a real cool skit. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And also, Chicago Bulls like greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. They interviewed him, I believe, when he was like in practice. He was in practice. Allen Iverson practice. He was on there. And also, notable episode as well is when Mike Tyson was on there, and he went to his place, with Don King and all. And it's a crazy episode. When they're climbing over the fence, because Mike Tyson didn't have the keys to open the gate. Ed Love or Tyson, I think even Don King managed to get over, but Dr. Dre, the DJ, he because of his rotund size, he couldn't get over, and he ended up breaking one of the ornaments in Mike Tyson's place. And break ornaments in anyone's place. Breaking is the most baddest man on the planet. I am Mike Tyson. There's going to be serious repercussions, So I think Ed Lover end up making a smart joke, and Mike Tyson just like tapped him, and Ed Lover to this day said it took the breath out of him. He was like, "Why, Mike? Why?" Only about the the male rappers, also the female rappers, as I said, like a lot of these lot you were seeing for the first time, Salt and Pepper, TLC, and even Mary J. Blige, who, as far as I know, this was one of her first live music performances, and it was on this show because I believe she was a friend of one of the executives, one of the staff that was working on your MTV Raps. They actually brought her on, and she got a career launched, and just so happens like you were exposed to the talent and her voice. To the Arsenio Hall show around the same like that 92, 93, ratings started to decline, and this place that was once the hottest thing, white hot, started to go, and one of the main feedbacks that they were having from the critics was that it became too violent, because people got to bear in mind from like the early 90s to mid 90s, that's where the rap game changed from more of that kind of fun New Jack Swing, I'm talking about like the Kid and Play, the Fresh Prince, to more of the gangster raps with like the Cypress Hills, the Ice Cubes, Tupac Shakur, so it was deemed at that point it was too violent. Censorship, like hitting the TV, MTV TV network saying like, yo, you got to cancel like your MTV Raps and that. Being like Ed Lover and Dr. Dre are such comedians, they actually responded to like what they were saying about like this is too violent, like shut your MTV Raps down. They do an episode where they tape Ed Love for the whole show, and it's not until the end that they take off the strap and they're just like, oh, we can say what I'm an American. Oh, I can say, I got freedom of speech, But that being all fun and games, behind the scenes, like, yeah, was that ratings were going down, and they were still saying like, we need to censorship it. You know what I mean? Like some of this stuff they can not play. They went into big problems with Cypress Hill's track, Just to Kill a Man. You know what I mean? They were just not gonna play it. And what ended up happening was when MTV Raps was playing like pretty much weekly, it got cut down to just playing on one day. You know what I mean? So when it goes from this big thing to smaller down, they don't need as much staff. You know what I mean? Even the presenters, like they really need Fab Five Freddy, Ed Lover, and Dr. Dre. So it slowly started to decline. Yes, man. After 7 years on MTV, Raps came to a halt. Came to the end, and this was in the same time when it started, which was in the summer in August. It ended in August 1995. And I believe it was a really cool achievement because similar, as I said, I keep references our Senior Hall show. The last episode, they brought all the most notable rap stars that appeared on the show: KRS-One, Rakim, MC Search from Third Base, Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man, Redman, they appeared and they did just like a rap cypher where like you just play a beat and every rap artist just comes in, spits their verse, leaves, spits their verse. Definitely check that out. You know what I mean? But it was an amazing way because it was amazing for that to from where it started in 1988. And see how rap evolved, to now they don't even need MTV Euro raps because now there was a time when they wasn't really accepted to mainstream. You understand? But like as the time went, like when your MTV Raps was in its prominence, Snoop Dogg was there, as I said, Tupac Shakur, Ice-T, there were so many rap stars, and they were even getting movies, House Party, New Jack City, Will Smith, getting the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV series. All this came, in some shape or way form from your MTV Raps. So even though it ended, 7 years is a long time for any TV, weekly TV show, but I felt like it was able to do what was needed, and that's after much thought. RichManZ is going to give Yo MTV Raps a 3.5 out of 5. I only wish with this show I had watched it like when it was, in its heyday. I would have been, way too young, so I feel like I missed the vibe and all that. And probably why I even say that is because there's so many rap stars that appear on this that some of them I didn't even know about. So it's like I had to do research on like a lot of some of the stars. I was like, who the heck is this? And it is something difficult because as we are now, like you have these kind of what is it? These video sharing sites. You know what I mean, where you can put some videos, and there's some artists that appear on your MTV Raps. You cannot find tracks for any of them. Like I know this because I've done a lot of digging. You'll find ones from like a House of Pain, Naughty by Nature, Kid and Play, but like there's some artists like you will not find anything. So it's just a lot of digging, what I mean, because not every track got transferred to like a DVD or MP3 audio file, whereas like with the Arsenio Hall show, it's like I knew a lot of stars because I happen to be a movie buff, as I've said so many times. I know so much of the stars, and it's like I feel like I've seen way more episodes of the Arsenio Hall show, where your MTV Raps I've only seen, I would say maybe 60%. Like there's a lot of stuff missing. So even when I researched it, I had to do super digging to get info just to do this review, you know. So that's why I ended up giving it a 3.5. I only wish I could have seen more, especially for the 7 years period that it was on. But other than that, for someone who loves rap music, seeing this in this like golden age when rap was on the top of the world, you know, it's a big time, big deal type of show. And anyone who I'd have to, if I recommend this, anyone who's got an interest of not just old school rap, but the beginnings and the origins of like rap music and how it's affected, you know, modern society today, definitely have to check this show out. But yeah, guys, thanks for taking time. And you're busy, and I'm in busy schedule to watch this review on your MTV Rap. These classic reviews I'm doing simply is reviews that you have one that you select that you want me to review. Go to my Patreon, shows all the info there, and yeah, I would definitely love to do reviews that you lot want me to do. Stay tuned for more upcoming classic reviews, which, trust me, which will be coming very soon. And always remember that she came to me.